You're listening to the Packernet Podcast Network.
What's going on, U.S. Cellular customers? I've got good news, so don't hit skip, at least not yet. I'm talking about their special customer event, Us Days. What is Us Days? It means exclusive offers just for their customers, just to say thanks, like $1,200 off any phone, plus $300 off any tablet. No, I didn't just misread that. They must really like you. Us Days at U.S. Cellular, exclusive offers just for you, just to say thank you. Right now, U.S. Cellular customers get $1,200 off any phone, plus $300 off any tablet. Terms apply.
Now's the time to save 30% on wedding jewelry, only on BlueNile.com. Make sure your wedding ring is the one, with your pick of diamond and lab-grown diamond bands, all hand-finished and graded for excellence. Or surprise her with something blue she'll love for life, like a stunning pair of sapphire earrings. Blue Nile's jewelry experts are available 24/7 to help, from fit questions to style advice. Right now, get up to 30% off at BlueNile.com. BlueNile.com.
You feel this nervousness on the phone there?
Sir, I've been trying to make an urgent phone call up there.
Well, I don't think it's something I want to do on an overseas phone.
You gotta make some phone calls. Hang up the phone. Prank caller.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again to Packernet After Dark. This is the call-in show, the Packernet Podcast Network. If you'd like to call in, if you'd like to participate in the show, please feel free to do so. The phone number here is 608-501-0718. New callers go directly to the front of the line. We don't have any new callers today, but we do have Garrett from Southern Illinois.
Hey, Back Daddy, it's Garrett from Southern Illinois. I wanted to ask you if Matt LaFleur came to you and personally wanted to know what would be your preference for a team-building event after OTAs. What would you have the team do and why? And this is an event that you would get to participate in. So what would you choose and what would be the reasoning behind it?
They went paintballing recently. That was actually kind of a cool idea. Number one, just because it's fun. There's some activity, physical activity involved. There's obviously a lot of teamwork is needed for that if you split up offense and defense, communication. So they're kind of actually like working without it feeling like work. Could even have the coaches kind of sort of try to coordinate. Obviously, you could have the offense sort of attacking, the defense defending. I think that would be kind of fun. You try to not make it seem too worky, right? But still, it has all the components of an NFL football game without actually being football. It's just going out and having fun. So I guess off the top of my head, that would be the one.
Hey, Ryan, this is Aaron. So we're in the Mariana's Trench of the off-season here, just diving deep into presumably just some dark times of nothing going on in the NFL, except for when we probably will get Jordan Love's contract at some point.
Hopefully
anyway,
soon.
I'm sitting here listening to your podcast with Matt Ramage, and it kind of made me think of something I've been meaning to call in for a while. So, in the off-season, well, pretty much every time, people are always like, oh, who's a top 10 quarterback? And is Jordan Love a top 10 quarterback? Does that matter, honestly, though? All I know is Jordan Love balled out last year, so wherever he ranks, because the thing is that from year to year, you could have, an average quarterback be, a top 10 because every other quarterback, for some reason in a given season, could just be terrible or whatever, for whatever reason. That, you have this random dude become a top 10 quarterback for the year. It's super arbitrary. And that's why it's when you're looking at, do the Packers have a number one wide receiver? Does it matter? Our receiver core is super underrated. We have the ability to beat anyone in any way at any given time. Matt LaFleur has every single tool. He's going to have to use one player to compensate for another player. He has every single tool you could possibly want in a receiver, be that a tight end or running back, whatever. Receiver, obviously. But, when you're looking at, I just get so annoyed when people are like, oh, is this player a top 10? Because it is super arbitrary. It's like, did they ball out? Did they win? Did they get the job done? Did they produce at the level that you expect them to? Because you could have like a receiver be like really, really good, but he could be outside of the top 10 because there's 10 other really, really good receivers, but he accomplished the task. So I just think like, as people to say, oh, we don't have a Jordan Love is or is not top 10. It's Jordan Love balled out. Jordan Love is going to be good. He is showing every sign that he is progressing in the way that you want to be. So be it top 10, be whatever. It's Jordan Love is legit. Right? I don't know. I just think it's super arbitrary that everyone's always focusing on these rankings and whatever. It's like, yeah, it definitely matters to a degree, but not really. Anyways, that was just my thought. Have a good off season. Go watch Lost, by the way. It is a good show. Anyways, bye.
Yeah, Lost is quite good. We talked about that a little bit on Matt Ramage. I didn't know he was a Lost like freak. He's an absolute psychopath about it. I mentioned that my wife and I actually really like Lost, but it's once every couple years. It's like, should we start it again? We've gone through twice. I don't know if there'll be a third or whatever, but I've kind of touched on this before. I think the spirit of the question is, does he belong in the category of the actual top 10 guys? And I think when you talk about top 10 guys, you're not talking about the guys that flukily enter once in a while. You're talking about the guys that are going to be pretty consistent. They might drop out once in a while, whatever. So it is arbitrary, and it's probably it's more of a understanding the spirit of the question kind of a thing than actually top 10. But it is probably a stupid way of doing it. Like I said, I've talked about it before. Jordan Love, for example, 83.6 PFF grade, he ranked 12th. See, he's only the 12th best quarterback, blah, 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 blah. But if you look at 2022, 83.6 would have made him the 6th best quarterback last year with the exact same grade. So we'd be looking at it going, he's a borderline top 5 as opposed to saying he's outside the top 10. It is completely arbitrary. The question, to your point, has everything to do with how good was he. In this instance, it would be the PFF grade. That's it. Now, you can use a different metric if you want. I don't really care what it is, but I think that is a better way of doing it. It carries from one to the next. I think part of the problem with a lot of the discourse is that most people either don't have or don't have the interest in looking beyond the basic stats. They know fantasy football, they know wins, they know narrative, they know yards and touchdowns. Not everybody cares enough to pay for a PFF subscription. So rather than do that, they just scoff and say, yeah, well, PFF is stupid and everybody knows it, right? SIS, wildly expensive. Not that you necessarily even need it because, advanced things like adjusted net yards per attempt, these things are becoming accessible. You can find them for free. And yeah, those are the better ones to look at. And it would be better to look at that and understand it not only in the context of 2023, but in the context of, generally, how good is that? That's absolutely the better question. So I agree. I do think when people ask those kinds of things, it's more of the spirit of, which is kind of dumb because, there's a lot. I don't think we understand how many people fit inside of the top 10. It's like, well, Dak's not a top. Of course he is. It doesn't even mean you're that good. There's not that many good quarterbacks. That's kind of the point. There's only 32 teams, and as I've said before, top 10 is only top third, but you also have to understand there's at least a third of the NFL that's just filled with guys that are like, nobody wants these guys. It's just kind of what's left over. Josh Dobbs played 13 games. You think anybody wants Josh Dobbs? So how many actual starting quarterbacks are there? 15, 16, 17, let's call it 20. So top 10 is top half. It doesn't mean that much when you're talking quarterbacks. If you're talking wide receivers, yeah, top 10 is an elite group because the top 20 is a pretty elite group. Quarterbacks, you need to be talking top 5 conversation for it to mean anything. But again, why don't we just find out if the guy's good? Figure out a better metric for good and just roll with that.
Ryan!
Hey!
1265 fan.
What's going on?
That was an awesome song, by the way. Thanks for doing that. That rocks. I was freaking grooving on that. It sounded good. Well, thanks. That was really sweet.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, what's your next song then, huh? Come on, listeners. Jump on in with what you like. Let's see what we got. That was fun. So, I had an idea. I've been trying to get tickets for Houston and Miami because I don't have those games, being a gold package ticket holder. And I got the Houston game. I actually bought them off of somebody I know that has the green package. But the Miami package is really, really popular, apparently. So here is my offer.
Ooh. I
have all 3 division games. Anybody up for a trade? I'll even do straight up trade. I have pretty good seats. Yeah. So what else? I'm just looking for 2. I got 2. Mine are in section 124 behind the Packers bench, row 48 or row 50. Row 48 or row 59 on the aisle. I have 2 different. Anyway, yeah. So that would be kind of cool if I could make that work.
No kidding.
And then, Discord. What is Discord? Okay, I'm stupid and I'm old. But what does Discord even mean?
It's a chat that I forget exists, and I need to check it once in a while, because then there's, like, messages from people from a long time ago, and then I feel like they're probably going to think that I'm mad at them or something because I'm not responding. I don't think I have any messages. Oh, wait, who's this? I don't know you. Just random people sending me messages. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of just a chat. I don't really understand why it's super great. It's a place where you can kind of hang out and chat, like a private chat, I guess you can call it. So, come hang out.
I tried to look it up on Google, and is it some new platform? And do you need a separate app for it? And how does that even work? When I heard Discord, I thought maybe it was just like a Facebook thing, and you just go on there and do a message, and that was Discord. But I might be wrong in that. I'm just old and stupid, so if you could explain it to me, that would be great. Okay, well, I'll go now. Bye-bye.
Yeah, I'm probably the wrong person to explain it. I think a group chat is probably the best way to do it. People can create channels in there, and then they can invite you to their little group. And then you can create little subcategories within the group or whatever. So, for example, the Packernet After Dark, I think they're called channels, I don't know, has like a general chat. There's no vegetables allowed, which is the smoking, grilling section. Omar's film collection, talk about movies and whatnot in there. Janitorial edition. I mean, Joe the janitor posted a toilet in November. That's about it. But yeah, it's just stuff like that. You can just create little chats and sub-chats and whatnot. So I just thought if you did want to kind of talk with people that are within the group, that would be a pretty decent place to do it. There's really no other collection of like Packernet After Dark peoples, you know what I mean? But yeah, so divisional tickets if you want to do a swap. Anybody's got it. There's a lot of people who are huffing and puffing about I don't have any Bears, Lions, Vikings games or whatever. Just a thought. Well, we've only got 6 more calls-ish, so why don't we take our first break here? We'll come back and hear a little bit from Uncle Rico. Take a break. We'll be right back. What's going on, U.S. Cellular customers? I've got good news, so don't hit skip, at least not yet. I'm talking about their special customer event, Us Days. What is Us Days? It means exclusive offers just for their customers, just to say thanks, like $1,200 off any phone, plus $300 off any tablet. No, I didn't just misread that. They must really like you. Us Days at U.S. Cellular, exclusive offers just for you, just to say thank you. Right now, U.S. Cellular customers get $1,200 off any phone, plus $300 off any tablet. Terms apply. In the hobby, it's not easy of being a fan of ripping packs or repacks. We always hype ourselves up thinking we're going to get some kind of a mint signed Jordan Love card or something. But with zero transparency on available cards and hit rates, it's all just a shot in the dark. That is until now. Introducing slab packs from arenaclub.com, the only repack that provides real value, a complete view of all possible cards, and clear hit rates for each one. Now when I buy slab packs on Arena Club, I finally feel like I know what I'm getting. I don't know if you saw the video me and my son did. That was us on arenaclub.com looking for new cards for my kid. Still on our YouTube channel. You should check it out. They have an incredible website. Slab packs are way better than mystery packs. Immediately after your pulls, they put your cards safe in a vault. So whether you're buying, selling, trading, or displaying, Arena Club's got the card collection platform that you have to check out. Right now, you can get 10% off your first purchase by going to arenaclub.com/packdaddy. That is a crazy offer. 10% off a $400 slab pack. That's $40 right there. Anyways, that's arenaclub.com/packdaddy for 10% off your first purchase.
Hey, it's Kaylee Cuoco for Priceline. Ready to go to your happy place for a happy price? Well, why didn't you say so? Just download the Priceline app right now and save up to 60% on hotels. So whether it's Cousin Kevin's Kazoo Concert in Kansas City, go Kevin, or Becky's Bachelorette Bash in Bermuda, you never have to miss a trip ever again. So download the Priceline app today. Your savings are waiting.
Go to your happy place for a happy price. Go to your happy price, Priceline.
You're a podcast listener, and this is a podcast ad. Reach great listeners like yourself with podcast advertising from Lips and Ads. Choose from hundreds of top podcasts offering host endorsements, or run a reproduced ad like this one across thousands of shows to reach your target audience with Lips and Ads. Go to lipsandads.com now. That's LIBSYN ads.com.
Yo, Ryan, it's your uncle, Rico.
What up?
Hey, bro. Is it okay to call your nephew bro?
I don't know.
Yo, bro, nephew. Anyway, yeah, so I was just listening to the podcast, and Dakota, that nerd, was talking about some stuff, and you were talking about nukes and mutually assured destruction or whatever. Mm-hmm. War Games. You ever watch that movie, War Games, with Matthew Broderick? I know you're not that old, but check it out. It's fun. War Games. Yeah, the computer took over and tried to blow up the world. Huh. There you go. See what's going to happen? Crazy. Anyway, that, and have you watched Draft Day yet? You never said.
Nope.
Or maybe I missed it.
Nope, still haven't
you got to watch Draft Day. That's all I'm saying. Go Pack Go. Rico out.
I will say, I have watched... So it's been a while since I've seen a movie that I actually enjoyed, or TV series or whatever. It's probably going to make noise because I'm going to Netflix because I forgot one of the things. So there's two that I watched.
They didn't know what I was going to do.
Remembering Gene Wilder. That would be... I like Gene Wilder. I don't know if I want to watch a documentary or not, but anyways. So I enjoyed both of them, and I can now not find them. One is called Patriots Day. I saw it, and I was like, nah, I don't really know about that, but I ended up watching it. It's about the Boston Marathon bombing. I thought that was an unbelievably good movie. Like, really, really good movie. You maybe have already seen it. It's from 2017, Mark Wahlberg, whatever. They use actual footage that is mixed in, so they'll kind of cut to, like, you know, we've got some video surveillance footage, and they'll use the actual footage. And then at the end of it, you actually, you know, get to see the characters that are being portrayed. You get to hear from them and whatnot. There's a lot that went on. And maybe there's some artistic license going on that didn't actually happen. I didn't realize how some of the stuff that went on. Obviously, I knew about the bombings itself. I don't even know if I knew there were 2 bombs that went off. And then it seemed like most of the I shouldn't say devastation, but potential loss of life came outside of the bombing. I didn't know there were other shootings and whatnot. There's just a whole lot that goes on. But I really, really enjoyed, as much, you know, in a Schindler's List kind of way. Obviously, you feel weird saying you enjoyed it, but really thought that was a good movie. And then Netflix kept pushing another movie on me. I'm like, I don't know. But then it had a bunch of big actors in it. And so I was like, you know what? I'll just do it. Oh, there it is. It's called Burn After Reading. One of the weirdest movies I've ever seen in my life. But it's got George Clooney, Brad Pitt, John Malkovich. It's in the satire, deadpan, offbeat, witty category. Weirdest freaking movie I think I've ever seen, but enjoyable. Enjoyable to the point where I feel like I'd probably watch it again. At the end, you're just like, I have no idea what just happened, but okay. So there you go. There's your movie recommendations.
Yo, Ryan.
Hey.
It's your uncle, Rico.
Suave.
Hey, buddy. I just listened to the pod. I think maybe I'm a week off here. I don't know. Maybe a couple days. Josh Jacobs made comments about Israel, Sao Paulo. Is that how you say it? Sao Paulo, about Brazil. Anyways, and by the way he made it sound, it may have been, and the way you made it sound, it may have been like an official, not just something you heard off the street, like an official, what would you call it, informational thing from the Packers or the NFL.
Right.
You know, I mean, that's what you made it sound like. So, but they were smart enough to tell him all this stuff months and months in advance of the game, but they weren't smart enough to tell him how to bring that to the public in a smart way. Come on, these guys are just, you know, they're not politicians, they're football players. They're not thinking about, you know, I don't want to get people scared to go to the game, or I don't want to get, you know, people in Brazil riled up. Who thinks of that stuff? You're a football player. Like I said, not a politician. Anyways, I'm defending. He didn't mean it. I'm sure he maybe thought a little different about it after he got in trouble for it, but not until then, you know. So, either way, go Pack, go. Rico out.
Yeah, and again, I mean, he didn't come out and say, I'm scared of Brazil because I hear it's a crime-ridden, drug-infested crap hole. It was more like, holy crap, like I got this, people are saying this stuff, and I'm like, really? Like I didn't know that. I was excited to go and everything, and now I'm a little nervous. That's all. So somebody told him something, and he's like, I don't know, dude. I've never been there. It sounds crazy. And again, it did sound like it came from somebody on the inside. Now, hilariously enough, I saw some thing put out. It was Ari Mirov or one of those guys. And it was something to the effect of, they have said that, you know, officially the NFL or somebody said that they never said any of these things. And the funny thing is, it only mentioned the things that Josh Jacobs never actually directly said he was told. Like, the NFL confirmed that there will not be armored cars that are moving them from place to place. He kind of said that part off the cuff. He didn't say that he was told that. He's like, so I don't know what's going to go on. Like, are we going to have to be escorted with armored vehicles or something? That was an off-the-cuff comment. I didn't see anything directly addressing what he was told specifically about this game. In other words, like, they are not to be, you know, there's going to be a curfew and whatnot. Like, I'm just saying. It sounds to me like this is deflection. They took the parts that were, like, just sort of off-the-cuff comments and then directly said, no, we never said those things. Well, no kidding. He never said you said those things either. It just makes it seem like they did say those things.
Oh, Ryan, it's your uncle. I can't even do it, dude. Rico. Maybe that's how. I got to really brush up on my. Yeah, I got to work on it. Anyways, I called last night. I have no idea what I said. My buddy was at my shop, and I told him I was having a rough day, and he gave me this gummy thing. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I ate the gummy, and then, like an hour later, I drove home really slow and ate everything in the house.
Sure.
Everything.
So, I gotta go shopping.
You know, look out for them gummies. They'll get you.
All right, I will do that.
Anyways, I was just listening to the pod, and I had called in a couple days ago and was complaining about Rodgers hogging all the money, and you said something about a pay cut. And I'm not saying any player should take a pay cut. I mean, at times, I'm sure, yes. Sometimes some players somehow they rope the team into these contracts that really strap the team, and which doesn't make sense up front because you know you're going to take a pay cut later. Like I said, I think sometimes it's an ego thing. Oh, look at how much money I get paid. Sure. Never mind, we have to take a pay cut in a year or two. You know, I just be smart. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying like Jordan Love's upcoming contract here. Just be smart about it. Don't saddle your team with something they can't handle or something that's not going to hold up. The team can't win without you, and you can't win without the team. So just be smart. Don't like, oh, I only want to get paid like bottom of the barrel money. No, not that. But don't put your team in a position that's going to be detrimental. That's going to be difficult. You know, put your team in a good position for you to make a load of money and for your team to win. So everybody is happy, including me. Uncle Rico likes to be happy. Go Pack, go.
Yeah, it's a tough balancing act. I don't know that there's a ton you can do. I mean, if you want that big check, just is what it is. I mean, it's hard to strike a balance other than trying to structure it a certain way and being flexible on structure and whatnot. But, especially if you think top paid quarterbacks, I mean, they want top money and they want it largely guaranteed. So it's really hard to have any flexibility there without just essentially taking a pay cut. But yeah, you certainly wouldn't want to deliberately do something to handicap yourself and your team, I would say. All right, let's take a break. We got Nico, Pedro, and Wayne, and then we're out of here.
Have you ever experienced turbulence on a flight and wondered why?
And you can see all the terrain around you. You've got no issue with visibility or anything?
No, everything's PG.
Maybe you've sat on the tarmac for hours wondering why your plane isn't moving.
Well, we're outside here. They're saying the ramp is closed. They won't let us park because of Air Force One.
Listen in on the conversations between pilots and air traffic controllers on the Air Traffic Out of Control podcast.
512 Whiskey declaring an emergency. There's smoke in the cabin. I need to make a landing right now on 31 left.
We have the most interesting, wild, and funny ATC recordings you will ever hear. Check out Air Traffic Out of Control wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts.
Ryan, how the heck are you?
Yeah, I'm good.
This is Nico from Idaho. Been chilling. I've been moving the last couple of weeks, so moving is just the worst thing ever. I hate moving. Next time I move, I just want to throw everything I own away and just buy all new stuff. Pretty sure. Actually, the wife has talked to me. We're moving, so there's something we haven't used in a year you throw away. So everything I brought to her that she didn't use, she goes, well, yeah, but I want to keep that. I'm like, okay, whatever you say. But, so, this is I hate this time of year when nothing happens. But hey, I was thinking, by the way, I'm making some tacos tonight at a local drink establishment. I have a little thing I set up. We got a little mobile griddle and all that stuff. So if anyone hears this and wants to come and have some, it's too late. It was probably the other day. But, and I did tell you I'd give you my recipe. I will. I mean, sometimes I forget stuff but I will. I wish I could text this number stuff because I hate email and I don't ever get on Facebook. But anyway,
for the record, you can.
Like, can you get a text message or a text picture with this phone?
Yeah.
I don't know. But just kind of rambling. I was thinking, God, the offense, the way they're doing kind of good, it just got me. Yeah, that's it. That's right. Got me really excited. I know we're all excited. I'm preaching to the choir. But I was kind of thinking, they're adding more games. They added one last year. They're clearly going to do another one. Like, when are they going to let teams have more than 53 on the roster? I kind of like the COVID year where they let all those people come in and out of, IR. I like that. That's cool. They kind of use that a little bit. That's great. It works to your advantage. From back in the day, if you get on IR, you're done for the year. That kind of stunk. But I tried searching when the NFL went to 53, but I was doing it on my phone, and if you just type in 53-man roster, the internet gives you everybody's 53-man pick for this year, blah, 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 and I don't know when it is. But I know they used to have 12 people on the roster, then 20-something, But I think we're to the point now we can add some more. I don't know. 2 or 3, 4, 5, gosh, I don't know. But anyways, that's just spitballing. Maybe no one will need a kicker anymore, so they'll just give them one more space for something else. But I don't know. What do you think about that? Go Pack Go and have a taco.
Yeah, I don't remember hearing anything about it, but it certainly makes sense. I don't know what the best arguments against it would really be, other than just a drain on resources. It's just more people you'd have to pay, more, money being spread around. But, I mean, presumably you've gotten a lot more money. I mean, how many games have been added? And how much revenue has been added since you last decided 53 was the number? I mean, could you just go to 55? That's 64 new players? And maybe it's not necessary. They figure with the practice squad and whatnot, you can call up players. They try to make that more accessible in the event of injury, I suppose. I don't know. Seems reasonable to at least explore it.
Hey, Ryan, it's me, Pedro, the redhead from Brazil, man.
What's up?
So, I was just listening here to Packernet After Dark, and you were talking about my call, and I'm going to answer some questions.
Perfect.
Okay, so yeah, we do tailgate, but it's a bit different. Our tailgate, we don't have burgers and stuff. What we actually do is, I don't know how you guys call that there in America, so we have espetinho. What is that? It's like a little stick that we just put some meat on it and put the meat on a grill and just eat meat. It's about that. So it's meat and beer. That's what we do. Sometimes I have some sausage and stuff, but yeah, that's it. That's about it. But not everybody does it. It's like a part of the people that go to the game to do it, and the other part just get in right in the time of the game. But my goal will be to be just a little bit drunk.
Yeah.
And drunk enough so I can, scream my life out in the game. And yeah, I just want to have all the full experience here. About the other question, I had absolutely no idea what's a broth. Right? I don't know what it is. I have absolutely no idea. I never heard that word in my life. So yeah, pretty curious to know what it is. I'm gonna just Google it, see if I can find it. But yeah, we actually probably don't have that here. So yeah, that's about it. Any questions and stuff? Just guys, just say something. I'm here for you guys. Okay. About the merch, I would wear absolutely anything you send me, a jersey or whatever. I don't care, a shirt, anything. And I'm actually going with a friend, so anything that I'm not going to wear, I'm just gonna put it in him, and that's it. So yeah, still really excited. Talk to you guys soon. Have a good one. Bye bye.
Yeah, man. So it's first of all, what you're describing reminds me of the Brazilian steakhouses, because that's more or less what they do. They put their steaks and whatnot and they cook it over fire and then bring it to the tables and whatnot. Otherwise, the only other thing I could think would be like a kebab. Never really done kebabs because usually the way that people tend to do, what is it? Is that a Greek? What is a kebab? Turkish. Okay. The problem is usually it's like meat and vegetables, and I'm not freaking doing that. You know what I mean? But I do know that it's a, I wouldn't say a common thing, but I have seen that before: meat on a stick over a grill. Chinese places, yeah, the Chinese beef teriyaki sticks. Oh, those are good. Yeah, brat is just short for bratwurst. It's a German thing. Wisconsin is very German, so sausages and beer and whatnot. So, I mean, do whatever you want to do. I'm just saying, if you wanted to Americanize that tailgate, I'm sure we could find a way to hook you up. Get you some burgers, some buns, some brats, some American beer. Figure it out. Need to get a location to send the stuff, and then we'll get a little group together, and we can figure out what to send you when it gets a little bit closer. I think that would be awesome if we had, and you could be like the epicenter of it. You know what I mean? Like, hey, if you want to do it American style, come check it out. Although there's probably going to be other people doing that because there's going to be Americans down there tailgating. But whatever. That would at least be my other recommendation. If you're not going to do it, cruise around the tailgates and find people that don't fit in. Like, what the heck are you doing? That's not how you tailgate. Those are the people that are probably doing it more Packer style, American style. Be kind of tricky, though. You'd have to get down there and be like, all right, how do I do that? You have to, like, buy a temporary grill or something. Can you buy a grill? Like, do you have Weber's down there? I don't know. What kind of grills? Because you grill differently than we do. I'm sure. I don't know. You figure it out, man. We'll figure it out, all right? All right, last call from Wayne in Illinois.
Morning, Ryan. Wayne from Illinois.
Hey.
I just listened to the Pedro phone calls, and they really got me excited. I'm happy for him.
Yeah.
I think it's a wonderful thing. from my perspective, I don't really like the idea of the Packers flying long distances. They kind of lay an egg when they go to Florida or California. They didn't do very well in London. So, going to Brazil, I was kind of down on that. But when I listened to Pedro, okay. I don't care if they win. I don't care if they lose. I hope he has an awesome time. I don't know that I would send any merch down to him, but I'm willing to donate some cash to the cause, whether it's you or somebody else, that's putting it all together, shipping it off. I'll, be happy to kick into the cause so we have, just like one box going down to them instead of 10 or 15. As far as, a jersey or whatever, I don't know. They got this anti-green thing down there, but I've heard it's because of gangs. I've heard it's because of rival teams and so on. So maybe he has a flag that he can tuck into his shirt or something like that, but he can whip it around during the game. Kind of like if, the anti-green would be like if the Packers said we don't want any puke blue like the Bears have in our stadium. Jumping on to another comment, there was that lady who ripped on Mark Murphy and so on. Nobody has talked about, because most of the people who are on this thing, aren't as old as I am. Nobody's talked about when Bob Harlan was the president. He's the one that pulled the games out of Milwaukee. Nobody complained. He's the one that told the press, as long as I'm president, no Bear games will be a part of either in Milwaukee or a part of the gold package. Everyone seemed to think that was acceptable. He was a part of the crew that took away, because, the Milwaukee and then the gold package had 3 games. The green package had 5 and the gold had 3. So he was a part of the program that took away one of the games, and that was acceptable. So whenever somebody's getting, a benefit for them, that's fine, that's expected. But as soon as they have one little thing, they jump on their self-righteous indication bandwagon. It's kind of crazy. My time's almost up. Go Pack, go.
Yeah, some people like to complain, and I don't want to pretend that, whatever the lady's name was, what her issue is what most people think. Maybe most people understand or are fine with it or actually read the fine print of the thing and understand why it is what it is or whatever. I have no idea. I'm not too worried about that situation. If people want to piss and moan about the pretty awesome situation that they're in, then that's their prerogative, I guess. It's not going to move the needle. I doubt any owner president is going to look at that and go, we better change everything because this really rude person is making me feel bad. As far as the Pedro thing, maybe that is the better way to go about it, is if we just got some money together and let him do what he wants to do. Well, if he wants to buy a jersey, if he wants to buy Packernet merch, if he wants to buy some meat to grill, if he wants to ride in a frickin' limo to the thing, whatever. Maybe that's what we can do, is just organize a GoFundMe or something. It might be uncomfortable, Pedro, for you to just set it up and then say, hey, I'm going, here's the thing. But it would be better than me doing it, because that would, first of all, it would just be hard to do it and then send it to you and all that stuff. And then on top of that, people are going to think that I'm skimming off of it. But I'm just saying, maybe that would be the way to go. There are a lot of people, myself included, that would like to help you. And maybe it'd be a little bit better, too, because it's probably expensive to get anything down to you. Maybe it's more than most people would want to contribute. But if people could just give $2-3 and it all adds up over time, you probably have a decent chunk to be able to do something with. So if you're interested, I would say put it together. Put it together, and maybe you can shoot me the link and I can pass it around, and we can, make sure that all the callers and listeners and whatnot that want to contribute to it and see that you have a proper experience, because it is a once in a lifetime experience for Pedro. Then I kind of think that might be the best way to go about it. So good idea there, Wayne, and we'll see how she goes. Pedro, let me know what you want to do. But I'm going to get out of here. You guys have a good rest of your Father's Day, whatever's left of it, and I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.